Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in Atlanta, it's time for Gwinnett Chamber's monthly radio show, Open for Business, spotlighting the top chamber members in Gwinnett. Open for Business is brought to you by Farratech. Farratech, great people, remarkable service.
And welcome to Open for Business. I'm your host, Johnny Phelps, and pleased to have you with us. I'm a realtor broker with Harry Norman Realtors and a two-time Ambassador of the Year for the Gwinnett Chamber. And we're pleased to have our guests today. Joining us are David Cross of U.S. Asset Management, Brittany Buck, Hampton Inn Suites of Duluth, Arvell Poe of At Home Buford, and Courtney Spencer, Membership Services Coordinator with the Gwinnett Chamber. David, you're first up. Let me ask you, I'm going to guess that U.S. Asset Management has something to do with the financial world.
Yes, it does. I do investment management, financial planning, the traditional types of things you typically see for folks when they're trying to figure out how much money do I have right now, how much am I going to need at retirement, how am I going to make it last, and how do I not outlive my money. You've
been in the financial world for how long in this kind of a game?
Basically since I got out of college, so 25 years.
But it's just recently that you formed your own company. How did you determine it was the right time?
Well, it was actually interesting. I left Merrill Lynch because I was trying to do a lot of extra things to try and help clients. The firm didn't like some of the things that I was doing, so we had a parting of ways. And the reality is about 2 years ago, I was sitting next to one of my buddies. He was being recognized for giving $1 million to a local charity called Rainbow Village. And I nudged him on the shoulder and I said, by the time I'm 60 years old, I want to be able to give away $1 million a year to my favorite charities. And he said, and he's got this real thick North Carolina twang. He said, buddy, it ain't going to happen unless you own a business. And so I kind of, forgot about that for a little while. And then back in early May of this year, I was cutting my grass, and because I'm one of those guys that likes to do that. When I was putting my stuff away, I thought to myself, I'm the kind of person that I pride myself on living with no regrets. And my only regret was that I'd never started a business. Mm-hmm. And so 2 weeks later, I was given an opportunity and started my company. Left Merrill Lynch on May the 16th, was incorporated on May the 24th.
Well, bravo.
And
bravo.
Have been running 1,000 miles an hour since.
I can appreciate, I have great appreciation for someone who's trying to start something, even though you had the background, but starting your business from the ground up. Where do you go for clients? Well, obviously you've been working with people, but maybe there's some discrepancy there with the Merrill folks. I don't know.
Well, so the Merrill folks don't want me to reach out and talk to clients that I've been working with or that I developed over there. So basically, clients that I had prior to joining their firm are fair game. Okay. Anybody that I developed over there, I'm not supposed to be talking with them. There's a non-solicitation agreement that I had signed, and so I'm respecting that and playing within the borders of what they want to do. And so right now it's we've been going out and aggressively marketing to new clients and also bringing on previous clients, and we're off to a rolling start. I mean, really, really fast so far.
That's great.
I'm well ahead of plan.
Give us a sense of the clients that are a good fit for you.
Okay, so it's interesting. In the community, I have this reputation as being the guy that works with $1 million and multi-million-dollar clients. And at my previous firm, they had a hard minimum where they said, if a client comes to you with less than $250,000, you can't help them. You basically have to send them to the small account farm. And that's an odd situation to be put in when you're talking with some of your friends who may come to you with less and you want to help them, but you can't. You're actually penalized. At my previous firm, you were penalized if you did that. So I don't have any of those kinds of minimums in working with folks now. And it's not that I want to become like the king of small accounts, but the reality is that the prerequisite for working with me is that you have to be interested in your money, you have to be interested in your future, and you have to take my advice.
Very simple.
Very simple.
When a new client comes on board, what steps do you follow with them to find out about what their desires are and the direction that you think they should follow?
Okay, so it's actually a really simple process, and it's a two-step process. The first meeting is when somebody comes in. It's basically an interview for them to get to know me and for me to get to know them. And we sit down, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and I'm going to try and find out, where are you right now? What do you want to do? What are the 2 or 3 most important things you want to accomplish? whether it's for yourself or your kids or your family or whatever it is, they're gonna tell us, what they want to do and what's important to them. 2 weeks later, we're going to come back to them with a plan of action, basically a financial plan that says, here's where you are, here's where you're headed. If you stay on the current course, here's where you end up. And then we have the ability to go in and do multiple what-if scenarios to say, what if we take this road or what if we take that road? Where are we going to end up?
Do you have clients who come to you and not only want to enhance their investments, but to get senses of what your ideas of the market direction and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we get that pretty frequently. The vast majority of my clients, though, really trust me to be the analytical mind behind what's going on with the markets and the economy and making those decisions. So the vast majority of our clients actually cede the decision-making responsibility to me. So I'm what's known as a discretionary portfolio manager, which means that once we come up with your financial plan, and based upon what you want to do, my job is then go make those decisions, because I don't need to be calling you in the middle of one of your radio shows and saying, hey, Johnny, we've got this really great opportunity and we think we should be doing this, buying this and selling that and that kind of thing. And that's just incredibly disruptive to you and your life. And what we found is that most clients want to be able to put it in our hands and say, I'm going to trust you. And we'll judge you, on a quarterly, annual basis based upon where we're going.
You do a lot of things with your clients, for your clients, and that sort of thing, apart from actually the advice that you provide?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm also pretty well known as having a pretty healthy Rolodex. So, I mean, I frequently have clients where one of the most touching things that was really interesting was one of my larger clients came to me or shared a story about a year ago and said that he has a daughter that's 18 years old. She has special needs. And he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what the next transition point was, in her life. And so I suggested that he get connected with Annandale Village. And so we made that connection. I was able to introduce them to Adam Pomerantz, who runs the facility over there. And they went over and they had a really good experience.
We're talking with David Cross of U.S. Asset Management. It certainly comes across in our discussion here how deeply you feel about the profession that you're a part of, and people do things that they want to enjoy. I gather that you enjoy this quite a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually started out in college at Auburn in studying engineering, and by the third quarter, I had flunked out and gotten in engineering. I had a 0.67 GPA. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she actually kept the transcript. And I was like, what are you doing with that? And she said, I want to show our kids someday that they can make it through adversity and be able to come out on top. She said, I think you're going to do just fine. And that was 20, over 30 years ago when she made that decision.
What a great life lesson.
It's a great one. And one of the neat things about all this is that when I was in college, she said, you're always going to the library and reading the Wall Street Journal, the Wall Street Transcript, reading value lines. She's like, why don't you get a degree in finance or economics? And I was like, whoa, what a concept. I can actually do what I like and make money. And that's kind of where it was born.
Well, why don't we give her some credit for what?
Listen, my wife gets a lot of credit. We have something at home called the Mutual Admiration Society, where I try to tell her every single day how much I love and appreciate, what she does. There's a lot of guys that I come across where, they give their wives fancy jewelry, and I try to tell them that the jewelry doesn't look up at their wife and say, I love you and I think you're beautiful.
Wow, how neat. What a great thing. How can people get in touch with you, David? Give us your contact information.
So the basic contact information is, it's very easy to find us on the web at www.us-am.com. So it's US like United States -AM as in asset management.com. And what I would tell you is that, we're pretty much here to help people make better decisions with their money. And I would put an invitation out there to say that on November 3rd, we're going to be holding our grand opening and ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce. It'll be at 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. It's a Thursday evening, November 3rd. I would say, come out, see what we're all about, get an opportunity to meet us. And if we have an opportunity to work together, then wonderful.
Where's your physical location?
We're at 1960 Satellite Boulevard. So that's the big Class A office building that's right behind Marlowe's.
Okay, very good. David Cross, thank you very much. Next, let's hear from Brittany Buck, Director of Sales of the Hampton Inn and Suites Duluth. It's important that we add Duluth because there's a lot of Hampton Inn and Suites around here.
Yes, that is very true. So the full name actually is Hampton Inn and Suites, Atlanta, Duluth, Gwinnett County is the full name.
You have to be specific here.
Exactly. So I've shortened it to Hampton Inn and Suites, Duluth.
Well, you want people to find your location if they're coming to spend the night with you.
Exactly.
As director of sales, what sort of what's your day like in terms of what you do for the Hampton Inn?
So my day is never the same. I do a lot of the groups that come in, a lot of weddings, sports teams. There's a lot of sports teams that have tournaments and championships in this area. And then another big part that I handle are a lot of our corporate accounts and corporate negotiated accounts, local negotiated accounts, and trying to get all of those corporate transient business to stay with us rather than the other hotels in the area.
What do you try to sell in Hampton because to set you apart from some of those others?
Right. So since we are a Hampton, we are a Hilton brand. So, I try to sell the Hilton Honors points as much as I can. I've offered double Hilton points in the past, ran promotions for Hilton points. So that's definitely a selling tool that I use. And then we were just recently renovated. We finished the renovation in August and got new mattresses. We're working on the outside now. So that's another great selling tool to try to bring some people over.
That probably was a pretty significant project to go all through the hotel and upgrade it like that.
Yes. Well, we have 8 floors. And I started in June, but I believe that they started in March or April, and they didn't finish until August. So It took a while.
So, but you were still open during that time on other floors, correct?
Yes. So they would do 2 floors at a time. So it was kind of crazy because you know how it is going through renovations and but we
see the pardon our dust signs all around when people are doing that.
Well, and it was crazy also because once they got to the second or the third floor even, it sounded like there was a jackhammer just right above my office. So sometimes I would be on the phone and there would be a jackhammer. So that was always interesting.
And people are wondering what's going on at that hotel.
Exactly.
What sort of amenities and complimentary aspects do you have at Hampton Inn?
So we do have complimentary breakfast. So we've got the hot breakfast with the waffles and the sausage, bacon, all that good stuff.
We'll all be there tomorrow morning, so get ready for us.
Yes, no, you will see me there. That's where I am in the mornings. And then we have complimentary parking as well, complimentary Wi-Fi, which is always great for our business travelers. And then we have an on-site fitness center as well, which is always nice for some people that need to get in, a couple whatever they're doing, some miles or I don't know. I'm obviously not doing it. And then we also have a meeting room as well. And sometimes with our corporate travelers, especially if they need the meeting room, sort of an impromptu kind of thing, if we have it available, I've always, just let them go in that room and use it.
Well, I was going to ask you about corporate travelers because business people are coming to Metro Atlanta all the time. And I guess that's a fair amount of your clientele.
It is. This market is so huge with all sorts of corporate, and there's training and just transient. I mean, like I said, I started in June, so I've been trying to get a handle on this whole market with the corporate travel. And it really is. I mean, there's enough to go around to all the hotels, I think.
Mm-hmm. What sort of what are your rooms like now that they're upgraded and renovated and so forth? Tell us about that.
So we have our standard rooms, which are, the rooms that you would think of when you think of a hotel room. And we have our king rooms, and then we also have rooms with 2 double beds. And then we also have our deluxe or executive kings, which is just a little bit bigger than our standard rooms. So it's just more spacious, and some of the corporate travelers like that room just because it's bigger. And then we also have our full suites, which is kind of unique about our property compared to some of the other Hampton Inns. They're just a Hampton Inn, but we are Hampton Inn and Suites. So we have full suites that have a full kitchen, a full fridge, a stove, an oven, a dishwasher. It comes with pots, pans. I mean, everything that you could need. You could live there. And it's got a separate living room, a separate bedroom. So it's a great place if you have extended stay travel.
We're talking with Brittany Buck, Director of Sales of Hampton Inn and Suites Duluth. You mentioned a moment ago about sports teams. Being in Duluth and with the Infinite Energy Center and the arena and a lot of teams coming and going. So do you have already some plans for as far as some of those have already booked rooms for events coming up, that sort of thing?
We do. Oh my gosh, there's so many groups already for 2017 that I have on the books. Soccer teams, hockey teams, baseball teams. We actually have a football team coming from Birmingham, Alabama, that stayed with us last night, actually.
Oh.
So we've had a bunch of high school football players out in our lobby, but it's great. We love to have sports teams.
Well, that is just an extraordinary situation that you've outlined for us here with regards to Hampton. Give us a sense now of your contact information, how people can get in touch with you, and maybe they know some corporate traveler who's looking for a place in Duluth. And so
yes.
How do they get in touch with you, Brittany?
Yes. So our phone number for the hotel is 770-931-9800. And then if you just call that and ask for Brittany, I will be happy to help you with anything that you need. And then my email is brittany.buck@hilton.com.
Very good. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you.
Farratech has been in business for 25 years by manufacturing top-of-the-line toner supplies and offering outstanding customer service. Farratech offers 100% guarantee on all Farratech products, so you know we stand behind our quality. For more information, visit Farratech.com. That's Farratech.com. And now we welcome Arvell Poe, Customer Support Manager at the At Home store in Buford. Some people may not be totally familiar with At Home. You may know it in the past as Garden Ridge, and while the name changed, the concept changed a fair amount too, did it not, Arvell?
That is correct. What we did was just think of us as a bigger and better Garden Ridge. Yeah, so we streamlined some stuff that didn't work with the Garden Ridge brand. We did away with, and then we just added a little bit more. A lot of people in the past used to think, oh, Garden Ridge, you guys sell garden equipment, right? No.
They were coming for lawnmowers, right?
Yeah, so it's just like, so they kept getting that. So just to let everyone know that we're a home decor superstore, we softened the look and added more in quality items throughout the store.
How was that? What sort of process was it to change that image of that, as you outlined, what people thought of with respect to Garden Ridge to becoming a decor store at home?
It wasn't easy, but it was something that was necessary because we still have some fans of Garden Ridge that was just like, oh, I love Garden Ridge. But then after a while coming to the store, okay, I love At Home. It's just changing the perception because we would also have some fans who weren't too happy with the Garden Ridge experience, and now that they've seen our changes, they're a fan for life now.
What are some of the new things new to a shopper that was that they can find At Home that may not have been able to find previously?
That is a good question. I don't think
different type products. I guess
different type. Yeah. Well, a lot of people would think, okay, I'm coming in. We're the type of store you guys only sell Christmas trees, so I'm coming by some Christmas trees during that time. But now we're almost like a patio cushion superstore in itself because if you come to our store, we have a whole corner of a store dedicated to outdoor cushions.
I've seen it, and he's exactly right. It's quite something.
And it blows everyone's mind because it's like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. So, and we sell mattresses. We sell beds and mattresses in our store that are very comfortable. You have some Euro tops. You have some memory foam. We have some from everyone, from twin bed mattresses to all the way to king.
You can really outfit your entire home at your store just about, can you not?
Every room of your house. You pick a room, I can tell you where to go, what you should get. It's my wife, shout out to my wife, Carmencita, I know she's listening. She used to joke with me because she noticed how I have this hidden interior decorator gene in me or whatever, so I like to decorate. So now that I'm working at home, I'm helping other customers decorate their home. It's just, are you sure you're just saying no? I says, no, I really believe you should go with this option right here. This happens every day, and this happens with all of my employees.
Very good.
Yeah.
We're talking with Arvell Poe, customer support manager at the at-home store in Buford. There are a number of at-home stores, are there not, throughout our county? In
the county, it's 7 in Georgia, but in Gwinnett County, that's the Buford location. Mm-hmm. And if we can't help you, and we're going to do our best to help you, we're going to get assistance from the Snellville store and the Norcross store. A lot of people remember the Norcross store because that's the original Garden Ridge that was in Gwinnett County.
And just off I-85 at Indian Trail. Right?
That is correct,
mm-hmm.
yeah. So everyone knows about this one, but they come to Buford and they fall in love. And that's the plan, because we've done a great job of finding a great team who believes in what we're doing. And the customer service experience is what I pride myself on. Like we stated in the beginning, I'm the customer support manager. So my job is to take care of every customer that comes in the door. If you have a problem with anything, I'm the guy that's going to make it happen.
Customer service being the backbone of every business,
yep.
Right?
Yeah. So I run the store with a smile. My team is here to take care of you in any way that they can. And it just makes me happy to see some of my return customers, because I had a customer today and she was just telling me, I was telling her I was going to be on radio today. She was like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Let everyone know, because it's like, I love this store. I'll say, okay, what's one of the main things that you like about the store? Selection. Oh my gosh, the selection is just so great. And the customer service. I was like, I really appreciate that. And when customers tell me that, it makes me feel good, and I pass it on to my team. And I know it might sound cliche, but we really are a family at this location at Buford, because 3 of us, the store director, Patrick, and the store ops, Paula, all 3 of us came from the Norcross location. When this store came about and I was able to be the store manager over there, we decided that this store is always going to look as good as it did on day one. And we opened up like right before July 4th in 2014. So we're keeping it clean. And like I always said, the customer service is top notch. We've kept a majority of our workers that we open with.
Wow.
And the people who left only because of situations where they had to leave. Uh-huh. They were sad to go. And some, when they leave, they was just like, hey, I just want to keep the door open so I can come back. And that says a lot, because
that is a wonderful endorsement.
It is, because I'm still with the company because I love working for my store director, Patrick, and even our district manager, Jeff. He's awesome. So the whole structure takes care of everyone. Just off air, we were just talking about the store. I have a background I'm an actor of film and television, and also do some radio as well. And before I took the position, I was just like, acting is not a hobby. This is something that I do. I've done like a couple episodes or whatever, Tyler Perry's House of Pain, and some other thing, different commercials for NFL Network. And they said, oh, okay, well, Jeff was telling me, the district manager, when he was interviewing me for this position, oh, so you're going to be gone for about a month or so? Well, I was like, whoa, slow down. Slow down. I'm not up to that level yet. I might be out about 3 or 4 days or something like that. I was just, oh, yeah, that's not a problem. That right there said a lot to me. I was just like, where's the pen? I'm signing on a dotted line. Yeah. This is a great company to work for, and even better one to shop at, because our prices are competitive. Our prices are competitive with stores that have sales. And our store, we don't have the usual sales that most brick and mortar stores have, because our prices are so competitive. But what we do have, if you ever go to the store, you'll see lines through the barcodes. If you see a red line, that means that item is 50% off. If you see a green line, that's 25% off. And purple line is 10% off. And we have something new that we just started called Flash Finds. It's a sale that starts on the Wednesday and ends on Tuesday. We'll take a particular item and put it on a sale. Like right now, what we have on sale, we have like 2x3 all-weather heavy-duty eco mats. It's like entry mats. Okay. They usually go for $12.99. They're $6.99 this week. All right, $6.99 this week.
We're all headed your way, Arvell. Get ready for us. We're going to be there soon.
Exactly.
How can people get in touch with you? Give us your location and that sort of thing.
1605 Buford Highway, corner of Buford Highway and Buford Drive. You can call us at 770-605-8709. And just go to athome.com and look for the Buford location, and it'll bring up everything about our store.
Very good. Arvell, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, man.
And now we turn to Courtney Spencer, Membership Services Coordinator with the Chamber. October is going to be quite the month at the Chamber. We say that about every month, but there is a real special week, an event that's coming up.
Absolutely. The month of October is going to be absolutely fabulous for the Gwinnett Chamber. But before I go into that, I would just like to say I am so happy and honored to be able to serve our members at the Gwinnett Chamber, just to hear all of the great stories and see what all of our members are doing. I would just like to say we're honored to have you as members. Thank you so much for your membership. We appreciate you. And you can just do everything. You can see David and make sure that your finances are together, then go have a staycation at the Hampton Inn, and then go get you some furniture at home. So we appreciate you guys. Multifaceted. We really appreciate you. But the month of October, Stephanie Sokenis, the Director of Small Business, she has, again, just surpassed and just done so many great things for our member businesses as well as Gwinnett County as a whole. So we have the Small Business Summit as well as the Pinnacle Awards that will be happening on October the 18th. Ladies and gentlemen, block off your entire day because that day is sure to be an amazing thing. So the summit, it's just for every industry stage of business, title, position. It is for everyone. If you would like to attend some workshops to really increase your level of knowledge in professional development, marketing, organizational effectiveness, if you would like to have speed networking with different businesses, and also if you'd like to just really spend some time networking and getting more information about businesses, the summit is for you. And that will be held at the Infinite Energy Forum. And again, we also have the Pinnacle Small Business Awards. We've been doing this for a while to really acknowledge our amazing businesses who are really doing some great things in the community. So definitely invite everyone out to that as well.
The small business focus with the Chamber has really become enhanced in the last recent years.
Yes.
Stephanie gets a lot of the credit for that.
She really does.
But I know Dr. Dan Kaufman, the president and CEO, is strong behind that as well.
Absolutely. Dr. Dan Kaufman really he believes in small business. We believe in all business, really small business, really want to do things to push and help develop our small business owners. And so that's one of the reasons that we really wanted to up the ante with our small business program. And Stephanie Sokenis, again, she's the feet to the ground and really putting together these programs to help small businesses. So we're very fortunate to have her on the team.
You mentioned blocking out the whole day. That will include business after hours, which is going to be a little bit of a shift in that regard, right?
Absolutely. So in the month of October, we will not have business after hours on a Thursday. It will be on Tuesday, October 18th at Hudgens Center for the Arts. It will be sponsored by Nonprofit CEO Roundtable. So that will be a great, great event. So it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a fun day.
There's a lot of things that people want to know about the Chamber. Let's make you the clearinghouse here, Courtney. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, you can give me a call at 770-232-8805, or you can contact me via email at cspencer@gwinnettchamber.org.
Very good. Courtney, thank you. Let's go around one more time for that contact information from our guest. David Cross, how about you?
The easiest number to get me at is 678-894-0696, or look us up at www.us-am.com.
Very good. Thank you. Brittany Buck, Hampton Inn and Suites in Duluth.
Our phone number is 770-931-9800, and my email is brittany.buck@hilton.com.
All right. And Arvell Poe at Home Buford.
770-605-8709. You can email me at apo@home.com. We're open from 9 to 10 every day except for Sundays. We're open 9 to 9 on Sundays.
Very good. My thanks to all of you for being here today. It's been wonderfully informative, and I appreciate it. And thank you for joining us on Open for Business, the Gwinnett Chamber's monthly radio show on Business Radio X. Open for Business is brought to you by Farratech. Farratech, great people, remarkable service. Don't forget, we broadcast live on the fourth Friday of every month at 11:30 in the morning, but you can listen to any of our shows anytime by visiting GwinnettBusinessRadio.com. All of our shows are also available on iTunes. And before we go, we want to say congratulations to Business Radio X Gwinnett Studio for being named Gwinnett Chamber Chairman's Club Business of the Month for the month of October 2016. And congratulations to Mike Salmon and the team at Business Radio X in Gwinnett County. Up until next time, I'm Johnny Phelps of Harry Norman Realtors. Thanks for being there.